And we now want to garner the experience of one particular country engaged in the first and second cycle of the reporting. Notably, I give the floor now to Mr. Yeba Mirta from North Macedonia for the protection of the Ministry and Protection of Waters in North Macedonia.
Thank you very much, Sonia. Dear colleagues, it is a pleasure to participate in this webinar related to this very important issue on SDG 652 indicator reporting process. So I will prefer to share my screen. So I will start with some historical facts. You can move slides, Sarah. Yeah. And the first map, you can see the former Yugoslavia, and the second map is North Macedonia with new neighbors, as I said, Serbia and Kosovo, because Albania, Greece, and Bulgaria are there. And the third map is map of North Macedonia with the main river basins, which are all of them are transboundary. We share with our neighbors. And it's important to mention that in all cases, we are upstream countries. So there is a more, we have to be more responsible on the water quality and the quantity. And also in this slide, I put the indicator from the last reporting. You can move, Sarah, please. Oh, yes. Okay. Next slide, please. So in this slide, I present the new agreements, declaration of prime ministers on creation of Prespa Park and environment protection of Prespa Lakes, agreement on protection and sustainable development also in the Prespa Park area, memorandum of understanding for management of extended transboundary drin basin, strategic action program, and agreement for sustainable management fish resources in Lake Ohrid and the Prespa between Albania and North Macedonia. All of them are in the Drin basin, which we share with Greece and Albania. Next slide, please. Yes, very important issues is also involvement of stakeholders and consultation with neighboring countries. In this basin, which the focus of this presentation is in the Drin basin, we have the structure for management of the Drin basin. The high-level body is meeting of the parties, and the expert groups on expert level Drin core group and expert groups, let's say on water framework directive, on monitoring information, on biodiversity, and expert group on floods. In the Drin basin, we have Ohrid Lake. Also, we have established a joint body with Albania. And also the Prespa Lake, which is also in the same basin, which is also connected with the Ohrid Lake. We have two bodies. In the bilateral committee for Ohrid Lake, we have government representatives, local government, civil society, joint committee, secretariat representatives, and so on. This year, we increase the level of responsibilities under the bilateral committee for Ohrid Lake. So under the government representatives, we include ministers from both countries in order to be more responsible, to be more interested in solving the issues in the Ohrid Lake. Also for the Prespa Park Management Committee, we have a high-level segment with ministers involved and EU Environmental Commissioner, and on technical level, we have Prespa Park Management Committee with 25 representatives, and as an expert working group on water management, we have representatives from all countries involved. Next slide, please. Yes, as I mentioned, we have some new activities focused on the Prespa area, on the Prespa lake. As you can see in the slide, we have a meeting of the high-level segment in 2021. At that time, we have also the first meeting of Prespa Park Management Committee, back to back with the working group on water management in last year in June. The second meeting also was organized in January 2023, and we have agreed some, let's say, documents, strategic action plan for sustainable development of the Prespa Park, work plan for Prespa Park Management Committee for the first semester of this year, and the draft roadmap for implementation of priorities on water management, and some tours for water group, water management water group. Also in March this year, we established a task force group on data exchange, which is very important working group. Next slide, please. So some challenges during the reporting process. Lack of intersectoral cooperation at national level. So cooperation with the other institutions as Ministry of Agriculture, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Transport, and so on, which somehow have responsibilities under the water issues, which have also some data which is needed for SDG 652 reporting process. So we have to improve the situation about intersectoral cooperation. Lack of data, as I mentioned, especially on groundwaters and aquifers. In this regard, I would like to mention that this year we signed one new project supported by Swiss government about the study on groundwaters, because we have very old data, and some of groundwaters and aquifers are not very well investigated. So with this project, we have to improve the situation. We have to have in place new data, and so on. And also, as usual, insufficient human and technical capacities are main challenges. Data also, as I mentioned, we have to improve the situation with the new projects supported by Swiss government, and to include more stakeholders. And also it's important to mention the synergy with SDG 651 reporting process. Regarding this indicator, we had a small project supported also by GWP Mediterranean. And in frame of this project, we have prepared action plan for implementation of this indicator. What is needed, you can see we need, as I said in the previous mails, in the previous slides, we need to sign new agreements with our neighbors. We have in place draft agreement with Albania, which we should consultate with other institutions and so on. And as I mentioned, that we are more advanced in the drink basin. Our intention is to establish drink commission in this basin, and sustainable.
Edelberg, if you can come to the end soon, that would be great.
Yeah, it's the end is there. So finally, the issue of financing and of the joint bodies is also an issue. And next, Sarah? Yeah. Oh, yes. You missed the main issue: political involvement of political decision makers and political will to cooperate with other countries and to share experience with them. Of course, there are instruments: UNECE Water Convention, Protocol on Water and Health, EU Water Framework Directive and national law on waters. I think that is all from my side. Sorry for being a little bit extended. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ilbe, for this interesting presentation and for showing how you have worked to make arrangements operational over the last years. But also thank you for speaking openly about remaining challenges